The Philadelphia 76ers have had a disastrous start to this NBA season, sitting at a pathetic 3-12. Before the season started, they were predicted to be a 50 to 55 win team. Yet 15 games in, they now find themselves at the bottom of the ladder, sharing it with the likes of the Washington Wizards. The on-court struggles are only part of the story. Turmoil behind the scenes has also added fuel to the fire. Starting off, we have the availability of Joel Embiid. Last season, he missed 43 games due to a torn meniscus, and so for the first 6 games of the season, Joel Embiid sat out due to injury. But just as Embiid was going to play his first game of the season, he shoved a reporter after he wrote an insensitive and honestly quite offensive article about Joel, suspending him for 3 more games. And finally, after his first game of the 2024-25 season, he announces to the world, "If I had to guess, I would probably never play back-to-backs for the rest of my career." Wow, so not only has he already missed 11 games this season, but he now says he will never play a back-to-back game ever again. That's 15 more games of the season he's planning to miss. So the maximum amount of games he will play this season is 56. But I guarantee you it'll be even less, as every few games he sits out to manage his injured knee. So Philly has their MVP, their star player, out for about half the season. That's fine. They have 9-time All-Star, 4-time All-Defensive Team Paul George, playing his worst season by far. He's playing worse than Tobias Harris, shooting an abysmal 27% from 3 and 38% from the field, not even cracking the 15 points per game mark. He's also played in only half the games so far this season because he's also injured. Against the Grizzlies, he suffered a hyperextended knee during the game, the exact same knee that caused him to be out for the first 5 games. Moving on from availability, this might be the team with the worst team chemistry I've ever seen. After the loss to Memphis, Tyrese Maxey called for a private team meeting to discuss the issues within the team. Reportedly, Tyrese Maxey seriously reprimanded Embiid, who is supposed to be the leader of the team while always being late to everything, and also how it affects the rest of the group. Embiid agreed to clean up his act and responded by admitting to being very confused on the court about what the team wanted to do. This team meeting was supposed to be private, but someone on the Sixers leaked the discussions to the media, which pissed Embiid off. He said, "Whoever leaked that is a real piece of shit, but even then, we talked about a lot of things. I don't want to get into the details, but that whole thing probably took 30 seconds. The cherry on top was Paul George, who made a YouTube podcast video clickbaiting the team meeting incident by titling the video, "Paul George Gets Real on the Players Only Meeting Leak, Sixers Struggles and More," when he only talked about it for about half a minute out of the entire hour-long podcast. PG is literally clickbaiting the Sixers' downfall for views.
Because I don't know how the hell Shams got that story or how that even leaked, especially it being like, some of it being like kind of word for word, or not necessarily word for word, but quoted. That was the crazy part about it.
I also want to take the time to praise Jared McCain for being the only good thing happening to the Sixers right now. Jared McCain has been phenomenal for the Philadelphia 76ers recently, playing as their best player as a rookie. Over the last 8 games, he has averaged 25.1 points, 2.6 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, while shooting 49% from the field, including an insanely impressive 45.5% from 3. His efficiency is highlighted by a true shooting percentage of 64.9%, which is in the top 5% of all NBA players. An especially great performance came on November 13th against Cleveland, where McCain dropped 34 points and dished out 10 assists, his first career double-double. Beyond scoring, his decision-making and ability to read the defense has improved so much. Nick Nurse praised his adaptability, especially his mid-range game, and his ability to find open teammates. Paul George in that same podcast video also praised him.
Yeah, Jared's been awesome. Jared's been awesome. Like, and he's getting more and more confident by each game that goes by. Like, he just plays with such a swag that, like, he knows he belongs. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter who's on the floor. Like, he knows he belongs and he plays like it. And to be quite frank, like, he's been our most consistent player on the team so far. You know what I mean?
Rookie of the year.
The 2024-25 Philadelphia 76ers are a textbook example of how high expectations can crumble under the weight of injuries, poor leadership, and poor team chemistry.